Hello everyone, welcome to Carrie's Crochet and Craft. I'm excited today. Can anyone guess why? I got the yarn that I need to finish a blanket that I started back in December. So in December I had made this blanket. It's a blanket pattern by, had to go and look it up for you guys. Crochet Dreams with a Z.com. This one is Bernat Blanket Afghan pattern, so you can see there. I'll try to get it in the description too, but I often forget because I'm in a hurry as I'm trying to get it posted. But I'll try to remember. If not, remind me afterwards and I'll post it. So anyway, that is the, you can see it there. It's still focusing on my face. There we go. I know, messy handwriting. I'm sorry. Crochet Dreams with a Z.com / Bernat -blanket Afghan pattern. This is made with blanket yarn, 3 colors, this particular one. They also have, this website has a lot of other really fast baby blankets, lap gans to make. So go ahead and explore that website. I was looking at some of the other ones and I think I printed off another pattern from there to do as well. But this pattern uses the size, this is the N or P hook they'd say 10 millimeter, yeah. So this is a 10 millimeter hook, 1 skein in each of 3 colors, and it's 36 inches wide by 40 inches long. So 110 yards of one color, 170 yards of another color, and 190 yards of another color. So yeah, I'd made this one and really liked the pattern, how it turned out. It was nice and quick and simple. So I went to make another one and I chose these colors. And these are from Bernat Blanket Ogos that I had. And I had 2 of them and I started this without realizing I needed a third. Because this one I made using just the big skeins. So I wasn't really paying attention like how much yardage. And so I had thought this would be enough. But it wasn't. I needed one more section of this color and one more section of this color. This color right here is from a different Ogo skein. It's not part of the same skein as these. But there's only just 2 sections of this color. Of this color, there's 3 sections, and well, there's only 2 sections of this color. This is also the edging color, so I needed more of this too. And I had the hardest time finding finding the right Ogos, and I'd found them on Amazon and on eBay, but they were outrageous prices. And there was a double pack though that I was gonna get, and didn't get it in time. It went out of stock. But when I checked it a couple weeks ago, they had one back in stock, and so I bought it right away. It was like $24.98 for the pack of 2, which is like full price per Ogo skein, and it pains me to pay that, but I had to do it. I had to do it because I have to finish this blanket. So one of them does not have the label. This one has the label. So this is Purple Plum coloration. And I did not use this color from it. I just used these 2. So I will use this one to finish this blanket up. I am super excited that I can finally finish this and get it off of my my mind. So I thought I would just work on it here a little bit, get this, see how fast I can get. I only have 1 section left to do, one section of colors left, which is this color here, and then the edging. So thought I'd work on that here, get it done, and move on to something else. Yay! So I remembered there were some things that I wanted to share with you guys. One of the things was about the big event coming up in May. I've mentioned it before. It's always held over Mother's Day weekend, which in our valley here, the Walla Walla Valley, ever since I can remember as a kid, we've had the hot air balloon, the Walla Walla balloon stampede. And I remember going when I was, I don't know, 5 or 6 or so, and going out to see the hot air balloons as they were blowing up in the morning. And you know, a lot of fun memories with that growing up. My cousin's birthday is really close to that time, and so one year that in particular that I remember, you know, we had his birthday on that same day. He had a hot air balloon cake. So anyway, the hot air balloon stampede, the Walla Walla balloon stampede, has been happening, well, for a long time. I think there was a little while there, I can't remember if they stopped doing it for a while, but so, you know, when I was a kid, it was just the balloons going off in one of our parks here in town. And then when I don't know if it was I was in college or if it was afterwards, there was a couple in town, some people in town, they organized on the same weekend to kind of correlate and well, coordinate with the balloon stampede, kind of like a vendor event, the thing that I'm telling you about. They had food trucks, they had vendors, and it was just all kind of a fun thing. You could go see the balloons lift off. And then during the day you can go shopping at all these vendors and get food, and just, you know, it's a lot of fun, a huge community event. And it happened for years. And then somebody else took over planning the balloon side of things, and they, for some reason, decided to move our balloon stampede from Mother's Day weekend into October. So, because the weather is always questionable in May. Well, if they had asked anybody who knew, they could tell them that October weather is just as questionable as May weather here. So, anyway, they moved the balloon stampede to October, which left our vendor community event kind of on the wayside. Like, you know, what are they going to do? They're not going to move that to October. That's, you know, October is when things really start to, you know, get cold around here. And, you know, maybe if it were in September, that'd be a better time. But anyway, so the planners of the vendor event side of things, they said, well, you know what, we're just going to continue holding our own little thing, and we'll call it the Spring Fling. And so they continued having the Spring Fling over Mother's Day weekend, whereas the balloons went to October. Well, then, after a few years of the balloon stampede being in October, I think the planners finally realized October's not a good time to hold it here, because they would have to cancel several times due to weather. And excuse me. And so they finally realized that, you know, maybe May isn't always the best time either, but it's a lot better than October. So they moved it back to May. So now they're back to doing the balloon stampede on the same weekend as the Spring Fling, but not in the same place, and they're not like connected in any way. Well, then, a couple years ago, you're just getting a whole big story here. A couple years ago, the park that we had been having the Spring Fling in, they were doing some construction, or, you know, like they dug a lot of trenches for new electric lines or piping or something. I don't know what it was all about. And so I think the coordinators didn't want to mess with, you know, all the mud, a bunch of, you know, thousands of people traipsing around the park when you have, you know, pathways of mud where trenches had been dug and filled in. And I think there may have been other reasons. I don't know all of the reasons, but they opted to move the Spring Fling to a different park in one of the the smaller towns right next to it. And right next to Walla Walla. And so for the last 2 years, they've had the Spring Fling in this other little town. Well, now, as they've been trying to get the permits and stuff to have this little town is saying, oh, well, you know, if you're going to do this, we need fees for this, and we need fees for that. Oh, and here's fees for that. And here, sign this contract, and it says that there might be even more fees, and you're obligated to pay them. Well, you know, the fees, of course, are passed on to the vendors, and there's only so high that, you know, a fee that vendors can pay in this area. And so the planners of the Spring Fling are having to look elsewhere. And they've been having a difficult time finding a place, because you have to, you know, it's nice to have it in a park, good amount of parking nearby, but for the food trucks and things like that, you need electricity, you need water, you know, restrooms would be nice, although they do bring in porta potties. So anyway, they're basically saying, well, we're not going to have it in this other little town's park now. So it's up in the air whether or not we're going to have the Spring Fling. They're trying really hard to find another place. They've had some people offer their, you know, various locations. But a lot of them won't work because, you know, they need the electricity in the room, and they want it to be fairly close to town, because one thing about it is a community event. So, yeah, you want it to be near where the community is. So they're looking at various places, but I don't know if it's going to happen. So that was going to be my one big event for this springtime, and now it's looking like it may not happen. So I've got all these things to sell now, or working on a bunch of things, and going to work on a bunch of things, and now the big event might not happen. So I am probably still gonna look. There's the summer market that I did over in the Tri-Cities 2 summers ago. I will probably look into doing that again, because that was decently profitable. You know, there were days where it wasn't as profitable. I went through all of the numbers with you guys that summer. What was, you know, what I sold and how much, and was it worth it to drive, you know, 45 minutes away, and spend all that time. But yeah, I'm looking more at more. I've mentioned doing a gift shop here on my farm, and I really would like to do that, but it requires like really fixing up our big shop area, and we don't have the money to fix all that up. So we're working really hard to find another, you know, stream of income to be able to afford things, to fix up things like our farm. We'd love to get blueberry plants in. Blueberry plants cost money. We'd love to get raspberry plants. We'd love to do this and do that, but it all takes money. We don't have money. So anyway, I would like to do a gift shop here, and I think that's ultimately going to be my goal. But I think for the most part, I'm going to list, like, especially the baby blankets, like the higher quality things. I probably won't list a ton of amigurumi on there, or plushies, just because, you know, a lot of them are small, and it's really not worth it to me, especially on Etsy. There's so many fees and stuff, which I'm really looking to not do Etsy. I am looking at other platforms. One in particular, I'm going to try out Michael's Maker Place. I watched a video just the other day. I wish I could remember what it was. It's like I can teach you to sell, or something like that. She did an interview with Michael Maker Place's top seller, who does pebble art. Really cute stuff. She says she does really well on Maker Place, and that their fees are low to non-existent. And if you know Etsy's off-site ads, they charge the sellers 15% if they sell that item through a Google ad, which really adds up when you have all of the credit card fees and the this fee and the listing fee and the that fee. But with Makerspace, I don't think there's any listing fee. You get the normal like credit card fees, but if they like use your pictures in an ad for advertising, they don't charge you. Like if you make a sale because they advertised your stuff on Google, they don't charge you like nothing. So there's very low on fees, and I know they're just getting started. They're only like a couple years old, and who knows, down the road they may start adding in fees for this and that too. But I'm gonna get in now and give it a try. And I was looking at like the baby blankets on there, and you know, I looked in the crocheted section, and I also looked in the baby blanket section and the Afghan section, and there's really not, I mean, there's like 6 pages versus 600 pages. So, and they're really doing a lot to advertise their Makerspace. So I'm gonna give that a try. Excuse me. I'm gonna give that a try and see how it works. So one of these days, I'm gonna start taking pictures of all of those baby blankets I've been making, and the booties, and I don't know, some of the other stuff that I have, and get it listed on there, and we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm really disappointed. I'll be really disappointed if that I'm doing double crochet there. I need half double crochet. Getting distracted. I'll be really disappointed if the spring fling doesn't work out. I hope they do. They're working really hard to find a new spot. It's just this couple here in town. They do a lot for the community. Excuse me. She sews and makes costumes, but they used to do like kind of like a Toys for Tots thing. Only I don't think not connected with Toys for Tots. They would gather, you know, it's kind of like Adopt a Family. They'd get on Facebook in our local group, and they'd say, hey, we've got this family who's not going to have a really good Christmas. Bring presents, bring clothes. We have a drop box on our porch, you know, and they would gather things for various people in the community. They're just really awesome couple, and they're working really hard. It's just the two of them, and then they have some other helpers, a couple, like maybe 4 or 5 other people that step up to really help them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, one more row. Anyway, yeah, I wanted to get on and chat while I was crocheting rather than just watch me crochet the whole time. So yeah, that's where that stands. And now I don't know if I have anything else to chat about. I wanted to mention those 2 things. But I guess I'll talk about my farm a little bit if you guys want to hear about that. I know some of you have followed me on my farm channel as well. I have not posted on there. Excuse me. I haven't posted on there in the longest time. Because we really just haven't been doing anything on the farm. Last year when my mom died, I just really pulled in the ranks. And really we just had a garden for us. We expanded our garden to really huge, but we made it to be just for us. And I sold a few squashes last fall. That's about all. I didn't even sell eggs last year because I sold most of our chickens, because I didn't even want to take care of my chickens. For those of you who don't know why, my mom died last spring. And so I was taking care of her, helping take care of her from December on into April, and then of course was mourning her loss after that. So, excuse me. Yeah, and then that summer, sorry, that summer we were just really busy too. We had a couple different places to be. I had some other losses of friends, family, friends, family, I should say. So yeah, we didn't do anything. Well, and then, so the summer of 2023 too, we didn't do anything because there was a bunch up in the air at that point too. So yeah, we didn't do much of anything last year with the garden, and so I wasn't up for making videos at all. I mean, even with this channel, I wasn't making videos for a while there. So we just haven't done much with the farm, and we feel bad about that too, because we feel that God led us to this farm. We have a lot of things that we want to do for helping the community, growing food to sell, growing food to give, showing examples of how to do, healthy living. I would love to have a trail, like a walking trail through the property. I don't know if you guys have ever seen a walking path with exercise points along the way, like a chin-up bar or a place to do pull-ups or sit-ups or stretching or things like that. There's a hospital in Portland, Portland Avis Medical Center. It might have a different name now, but around their hospital, they have the sidewalk that goes around the big block that they're on, and then along that block along that walking path, they have all these exercise places, and I used to love walking around there and doing that. But I think it's a nice, easy way to promote healthy living, and having a place to go and walk and enjoy nature, and they could see the fruit trees and the berry bushes, and maybe they'd stop by my gift shop and buy some things or buy some produce from us. So I would love to do that. I'd love to have some kind of, I have a friend down near the Portland area, close to Mount Hood, and he's started he has kind of a wellness center going on, and he has a sauna. I would love to have something like a sauna here to rent out. But just, things about healthful living. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff we want to do at the farm, but we haven't really been doing much with it. And back around to what I was originally saying is that, God gave us this land for a purpose, and we haven't really been using it to its full potential. A lot of that is because we don't have the money to put into it, but that's one reason why I'm having this channel and the farm channel, trying to get it monetized so we can make money that way. Trying to sell crafts so that we can make money that way. So yeah, eventually we'll get this farm up and going, and we'd love to have a blueberry field. Our original intent was to have a lavender field and sell all the lavender goodies, but anyway, I am on my last row here, and then I just have the edging to do. Look at that. I am so almost out of this color. I have just enough to finish this row. One of these days I'm going to go into Joann's once I know more of a date of when. I'm really sad about this. When they're going to be done. I don't think any other buyers have stepped up, which means the liquidation company might be the ones that get it. And I'm not happy about that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's it. Okay. So one of these days I was thinking I might take you on the sly and just do a walkthrough. My Joann's has actually maintained its stock pretty well. As far as I can see, the shelves are not very empty at this point. I think some of the yarns have been starting to be picked through, but there's really just been a lot on the shelves still. I was just in there last week, I think it was. Yeah, last Thursday. And still decently stocked. And so anyway, I thought I'd take you guys maybe on a trip through there and just kind of show you what our little Joann's is like during this time. I wish I could just go buy a bunch of the yarn. Don't have a lot of money right now to be able to do that. One of the yarns I've been wanting to get is the Juicy Couture velvet yarns. It seems to be a really high quality velvet, and I'd love to get into making some things with that. But it's a little spendy, and you know, I want to get like one of each color, the regular and the sparkly. Do you know how many colors they have? Oh, and regular price is like $8.99 or something like that. And they did have a 40% sale off like a couple weeks ago, but I wasn't able to get any at that point. So this is how much of this color that's left. And now I switch to the light purple color. Join this color at the end of row 35 while working the last half double crochet of the row and finish off the mint yarn. This, not mint, that's the color they have in the pattern here. So that's that for that. And we attach this. Anyway, after Joann's closes, if nobody steps up to buy it and not liquidate it, we have Hobby Lobby, which I do like Hobby Lobby, but they don't have like all the yarns that I usually like. And then we have Walmart in their small selection. And that's about it. Which means if I want to buy yarn locally or be able to touch and see the yarn, and I have to drive over to the Tri-Cities, which I don't mind going over there anyway, because there's a Winco over there. Anyway, yeah. So that's, I do a lot of online shopping anyway, but typically I like to go and feel the yarns, you know, see how the yarn colors match and everything. So anyway, I'm going to get to doing the edging here, and I'll show you when I will show you the edging when I'm done with it. All right. I'm done. Well, I need to weave in all the ends still, but it's finished. Yay. I really do like this blanket. I think it's just adorable. The different stripes, and then it's the perfect length. It can be a baby blanket, but it's a perfect length for putting over your lap. It could be a car blanket, a car Afghan. It's just so cozy. You know, it's not long enough to like cozy up all the way up to your shoulders, but it's good for your lap, or if you're curled up with your legs up on the couch, you know, then you can wrap it all the way around you. But so adorable. I love the different colors, and glad to have this one done finally after getting the yarn. Unfortunately, I can't include it in my destashing because I added the yarn to my stash, but I have this much left of this Ogo, so I need to find more projects to work on. I'm going to be choosing more colors for another blanket in this style because I really like this blanket. The edging, you just work, you know, follow the directions to work a single crochet all the way around, and then on the second round you work in the back loops only. I don't know if you can see the texture there. I mean, here's a spot where maybe it shows up a little better there. So it works in the back loop only, and that just creates a nice little detail, I think. Makes it a little snazzier looking than just working a regular single crochet in there. So anyway, that's 2 of these done. more to come. Yay! We'll see you next time. Bye.